Okay, so I've recently completed this banishing spell, and what is inside is the burnt remnants and other special items that I've added to this jar to send away an individual who is just very annoying. So this spell is for a good friend, and the candle on top is to attract energy to it to continue to feed this spell. When this candle burns out, it will be officially over. Done. I will dispose of it. So what I started with is this jar. I had a snake in the jar, a little baby rosy boa snake I found in my backyard conveniently the day before I started the spell, which I felt was a sign. So why did I put him in the jar? I put him in the jar to consecrate this jar, because the serpent is the animal of magic. It is the serpent in the tree. It is the serpent of knowledge and wisdom. It is Shaitan incarnate. It is an animal synonymous with magic and power. It's also an animal that is supposedly cursed. In the Bible, the serpents were cursed to crawl on their bellies for the rest of their existence. So it makes a lot of sense to consecrate, to make a jar for cursing out of a cursed animal, which is a snake. So I know you get the point on that. The piece of paper had the names of ancient gods surrounding this individual. Sacrifice was made. I used my demonic tarot card set and put a few select cards together. I put the card with the name of the victim inside those cards, laid them facing towards the victim in darkness for a couple of days. It was anointed with fresh blood for power. Some herbs that are quite pungent were added to the mix because it is to drive away. The content of the spell was then lit on fire, which I cannot show because the video contains some things that I'm not allowed to show publicly, and I accidentally recorded that. So spell is done. It's complete. It's a banishing spell. This person will not be able to stand being in an environment that is full of black smoke, burnt remnants, things that smell, an animal that has been in it who has lain in it and desecrated this jar, consecrated, I guess you would say, consecrated it with the power of a curse. And now this very simple candle will just burn out. So it will symbolize the dying of the situation, the closing, that this flame right now is providing energy to the spell so that the victim will be forced to go away from the heat, from smoke. If you're in any place that has ever caught fire, the first thing that happens is not only are you driven away by the heat and the fire itself, but the smoke itself is very powerful because smoke chokes you out. It burns your eyes. You cannot see. You cannot breathe. You have to move on. So this has been an interesting experiment. I have already received confirmation that the individual has slowed their roll on what they were doing. So magic is real, my friends. If you believe it works, it'll work. Now the key to any spell is to do the spell and somehow get rid of everything that you did, the jar, the remnants, everything. Get rid of it. Forget you did it, and that spell will manifest in a little while. The more powerful you are, the more fast it will manifest. The more connected you are to those spirits, the quicker it'll manifest. The more those spirits are in your life, the faster things will happen. Things are happening now at such a rapid pace with my magic. The manifestations of what I call for are happening so much that it's almost like before I even have to ask for something, it's being presented to me. And I don't know what to say. Everything that I'm doing in magic is just becoming so much more excelled. A good friend of mine that I talk to a lot, who has her own channel, she did mention to me that I'm going through some changes right now, and there's severe changes. There's some things happening in my life that I can't talk about or explain because they're just way too personal, and they have to do with magic. But oh my God, I have such a unbelievable reverence like I've never had for the craft now, because I don't think I was ever 100% until now. I just feel like now I'm so deep into it that I would lay my head upon a guillotine to proclaim magic is real. I would sacrifice everything and anything to this divine art, because it's a part of us. It's a living, breathing part of us. Every bit of it is as real as anything else. And it's amazing because we're not helpless, guys. This stuff really does make a difference. And I'm not the kind of person that likes to be fed a bunch of bullshit. I've been hearing it my whole life, and I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sick of watching people bow to false gods and worship things out of fear. Here's a little fresh idea. Fuck fear. If your enemy's fucking with you, do something about it. You don't sit around and let it happen. Have self-respect. Indulge in revenge. Stop being so fucking afraid to speak up and to stand up and to do what needs to be done to make the things in your life happen. You're in control. You have more power than you'll ever know. And until you invoke it, you'll never know what you can truly become. Dark blessings, my friend.